Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going to be doing something a little bit different on this project. I had a customer contact me and said that he had a Glock 17 that he wanted to have CNC work done and laser work done on, but wanted to change it up a little bit. And these are the kind of customers that I like because they have a vision and it's not exactly what mine is. So I'm always interested in doing some stuff that I haven't done before. So the reason why I have two guns here is because we're going to be taking work off of both of them, and then we're going to be adding some work to this that isn't on either of those. So, and let me explain that a little bit better. I'm going to try to make this into maybe a 2 or possibly a 3-part kind of little mini series, I guess, because there's going to be a lot of content and just a lot of stuff to get through. But we're starting with the Glock 17 factory slide. Nothing's been done to it. What we want to do is shave the sides, both sides, and then what we're going to do is run this pattern right here on there. So we'll be adding the hex, honeycomb, polygonal, whatever you want to call it, pattern onto the slide right here after we shave it down, and then we'll also be doing the same thing over here. So we'll be running right over here where all the lettering is. This all gets shaved off, and then we'll go ahead and run that right over into here. So that's one of the reasons why you're seeing this particular firearm in this video. We're also going to be doing the rear section over top of the existing. So basically right here on the back where it's factory, we'll be running this pattern. And some of this stuff might be subject to change if we change direction mid-build with the customer, but right now this is kind of where we're at with it and what we're thinking. And of course, as always, I work with the customer and talk with the customer as we're doing a build, and sometimes we do make a change through it. So right now, shave sides, we have the hex pattern, it's recessed, and then we have the actual hexes that will be cut in on both sides, lasering the back, lasering the back. And what we're going to be doing for the top is we're going to take, and in the front it's going to match the new Extreme. So this pattern that you're seeing here will be put on here. Of course, this is longer, so it's going to have to get you know, opened up to where it's proportionalized, where everything looks correct as far as size goes, because you can see obviously there's a difference here in size. We wouldn't want to run that pattern on this one. So that's you know, that's something that we're going to do. And then the rear section where we have the 19, we're not going to be doing that. What we're going to be doing is we're going to take the pattern that we have on here and we're going to be making it with a G17. So basically we're going to run this pattern. I've taken the honeycomb and extended it all the way to the edges of this hex pattern, so there's no like bare gap filler here. It'll have that hex pattern from end to end. And if we need to, we will have to resize it. I'm not sure on the exact structure here. Yeah, they're about the same, so they'll be close. I'll look it over, make sure everything looks correct. It actually looks like the 17 might be slightly smaller, but I'll go ahead and get that squared up to where it's supposed to be. But then we're going to be doing a G, and then a line for a 1, and then a 7. So we'll actually be doing the 1 and the 7. We won't actually be doing the, you know, the X and the V and the, you know, all kinds of that stuff, which would be it would be VII, but we won't be doing that. So we'll actually be doing the G and then the 1 and the 7, which would kind of be cool. So, but I have to draw all that up and make that, so we'll see, you know, what kind of style we come up with. And then in the end, we're going to be doing, if you see, and this is actually kind of new to you guys because you haven't gotten this far into the video yet on this particular weapon. I did shave the sides down, and I haven't done my porting obviously, but you guys actually haven't seen any of this part yet, so we'll discuss that in the beginning of the next video. So you're a little bit ahead on this one in comparison to where we're actually supposed to be with this project. And this is mine, so sometimes stuff gets put on the back burner, but that's a little bit of insight of what we're doing. And the last thing is, over here on this side, we're going to be doing kind of where it's, if you look at this one, there's a big open area here. We will be doing a handle that he has. So he goes by a specific name, and that name that he has will end up, you know, putting on the side here. Now I don't know if you guys will see that or not. I'll have to run that by him and see if that's what he wants to put on there. If he does, then you guys will see it. If he doesn't, then you know, I'll probably hold off or tape that over just so you guys can't see that. And then last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and actually color this for him. I don't really do coloring. I'm not a real big fan of it because you're always into those people that, you know, run them through holsters, they wear them off, they want it replaced, they're not happy. So I try to stay away from coloring if I can. And I don't ever charge for the coloring if I do it. So like for this particular slide, since we're doing so much work on it, I basically told the guy, I'm going to run it, but I'm not going to charge you for it. So at the end of the day, it comes out being, if it gets scraped up, scratched off, whatever the case is, this individual will need to send this out and have this actually Cerakoted by a professional, somebody that actually knows what they're doing and can get it done right. I'm just basically putting on there so there's no rust over the period of time in which he receives it and when he wants to actually go ahead and get it colored or color changed, whatever they want to do with it. So that's one of the things that you're going to see in the end of this video is this one's actually going to be colored. A couple of my other ones, if you go down through, you'll see that a couple of my other ones are colored. Spray colored. This one is not. This is actually sent off. This is a black tin coating. So same as my other black on black gun. If you see it, the one that was lasered, that was a major video. I think we had like 5 videos when we built it. That's another one of the guns that was sent off. So the last but not least, the only thing we forgot to talk about was we're going to be tapering this. So we're going to taper the nose, taper the sides, taper all this. Of course, we'll be doing that. It'll be a straight taper, so it's going to be like this style, which is just basically, you know, specific degree. I use an 82-degree cutter when I do that, and it will not be like this. This is just a lot of work, and I'm not, as of right now, I'm not actually offering that as a service, just because of the amount of time. I will be, but I don't know when that's going to take place. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and we may go into detail in it a little bit more, I'm super, super excited that I bought a new, very high-dollar lens. When I say high-dollar, these lenses were probably $10K when they were originally purchased back several years ago, and lo and behold, somebody listed one online and I snagged it. So I'm going to be doing the laser work on the top and in the rear section. Maybe not these because it's not really that necessary, and I already have this set up for the other lens that I have, but this, since this is going to change, and this, since this is going to change, I'll probably run it on my new lens. We may even talk about the lens a little bit in the video. We'll just see how far we go in there. I tried to stay away from a lot of my laser work because I end up answering more questions than I end up taking in work. So I'm not in the market for selling lasers, so I try not to go through that a whole lot. I like to educate you guys on what can be done. But on the same hand, I just can't spend my day answering questions on why doesn't my laser work, or what kind of lens do you have, or can you let me come to your house and film everything that you do so that way I can start my own business. So those kind of things I kind of drive away from a little bit. I do like to educate you guys that I am putting money back into the business, that we are buying new hardware for the business, because that's always cool. It's always good to have people grow their business. And I'm a firm believer that you should be putting stuff into your business if you expect to get something out of it. So I dropped the money, got me a new lens. The lens should be here this week. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys a little bit of the quality that we're getting off that new lens. I'm not expecting to get a whole lot better quality, but I am expecting to, I mean, as far as accuracy goes, we're not going to see a lot better quality, but I'm hoping to cut down a little bit on the cut time. So because on these we do have to punch a hole all the way through, so it does take a little bit of time to get through that. So hopefully that will reduce that. That'd be cool. So let's get into it. So in this first video, we're going to try to just go ahead and do the tapering. We're going to try to go ahead and do the side shaving and the pockets in the front here. This lasering and this lasering all kind of goes together, and then this lasering kind of goes together because it's all under the laser. So once again, 2 or 3 videos, maybe 4 if we do a final video, but probably it'll be somewhere between 2 and 3, and they're going to kind of be long, so I apologize for that. But let's go ahead and get this slide tapered, and let's get these sides shaved down. I have already completed the rest of the slide tapering. It's hard to see from here. You can see a little bit here on the end. There wasn't a whole lot to see, so basically I finished all that up. If you are curious, I do run that manually. I don't let the CNC do that. Slides are all different lengths and sizes. So at the end of the day, I know what most of my tool offsets need to be as far as when I come down and come in. So it's easier just to run it by hand. It doesn't take that long to make my rounds. That kind of prevents me from chipping the tooth on the carbide cutter and, you know, letting the CNC run, and then all of a sudden you've got like a drag line all the way through it where the you know, the tooth was chipped or it chipped the edge of it, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of jagged. So it makes more sense to run it by hand. That's one of the only things I do by hand. Everything else seems to be done with the CNC, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's quicker to do things manually than it is to program it, especially when you might be programming it for 15 different slides. I suppose if I did them all the time, the same kind, it might make sense, like the 19. But like I said, at the end of the day, I don't really want to have a chipped tooth or have chatter or any of that. So I'll just run that by hand. So let's go ahead and get it started. We are getting ready to ball nose the right side. Then we'll go ahead and switch it over to the end mill. We'll surface it off, and then we'll actually cut our hex pockets towards the front here. We are all set with the right side. Let me just get you guys a little bit of a view here before we put it under the sandblaster. This is right fresh off the CNC. So what I'm going to do is move the head out of the way so I don't drag my hand across the cutter. Just move you guys back out just a little bit here. Okay, as noted already, super dirty. Looks pretty nice though. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and run that in the sandblast cabinet. I'll take you guys outside. We can take a look and see what it really looks like. That came out awesome. We do still have some more sandblasting to do, and of course we still have to run the other side. So we, you know, we've got to still do a lot of cleanup on it. Obviously, we'll get that farther into this to this little mini series, video series here. But that sure came out really nice. I'm not a big fan of some of the longer slide, you know, slide guns that Glock sells, like the 17s and the 17 long, the 34, that kind of stuff. I really just stick to 26, 27, you know, 42, 43, 19, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Like I said in one of my other videos, I was really liking the shorter gun because I didn't have a 26. But I think we're gonna have to do a comparison between the original green gun that I made and this one before we're all said and done. Now, I don't have a frame for this, but I could do a slide-to-slide comparison, or even leave the other one in there just so you can see it. But we're gonna go ahead and get the other side profiled down and go ahead and get that ported so we can go ahead and get this stuff stripped off of it and really get it back to you guys and see what we have. But that sure is slick. Really nice. It's gonna show a lot of the barrel. We've got a lot of distance here and a lot of distance here. On these, they taper down in the front here. More towards the top, like what would be up here. So I really just wanted to make sure I left enough distance here, and I wanted to leave enough distance here because this is cut out up here, so we just don't have any issues with fracturing, cracking, anything like that. So, but yeah, came out super nice. Let's go ahead and run that side, and we will, of course, we're gonna bring it back and we'll do a little bit of a recap. just super nice. So, as you can see, the left side turned out just as nice as the right side. I was able to run it under the sandblaster, kind of get all this down here. Last time this was a little rough through here. Same as over here, this is a little rough, and now you can see it's much better. I'll have to hit it again, you know, before we're done here and before we color it. But I've got a little bit of lint on there from wiping it down, a little bit of oil. But this slide is beautiful. Not only is the pattern super nice to this size, it also is going to wrap together really nice with the rest of the design that the customer wants, with the top here, both the sides, and then over here we'll be doing. So it's just it was a real good vision that this individual had. I think they really knew what they wanted, and we went with it like that. So one of the main things is that we could have probably put another one of these here, extended this out and done another one of the holes, but I decided let's not do that because I want to leave enough space between here and here, and then of course we left some over here. You'll hear me talk about that a little bit in one of the other clips. I'm not sure if it's before this one or after this video. I usually just kind of film the whole thing and then edit it all at one time. So I may have already kind of discussed that a little bit, and I do apologize if I've already done that. But as you can see, it's thinner here on the top up here, so I didn't want to, really, if we would have added one, we would have took some more here, and we would have took some more here. So it just didn't seem like it was the right thing to do. But it's going to fit the slide really nice. Anyhow, you're going to see lots of barrel through here. I do not actually have a 17 barrel, but I do have a 19 long barrel. That's for because it's ported, so I'll drop it in there off my 19, and it'll probably look weird out here at the end, but we'll be able to see what it looks like here, and we'll also be able to see what it looks like up here, looking down through once we do the porting. So let's go ahead and start the top here, and then that'll be the last thing that we're going to do on this video other than the recap, and then you know, we'll just kind of take a look at it when that's all said and done, and then we'll do that recap part with the barrel in there. We are moving right along. That is going to look super nice when we're done. And as always, don't use a regular laser to do this. I was contacted by 2 people this week who had purchased new lasers, and they could not get them to function correctly. They were basically spending hours on end trying to duplicate results, and they were just not having it, so they reached out to me. Hoping for some answers to give them a solution. I helped them the best I could, but at the end of the day, it's just not the same hardware. Mine's been modified, mine's been upgraded, and you just cannot expect a machine that's been modified to to function at the level of a lower one, and vice versa. You just can't expect to have a lower end machine, entry-level machine, and yield the same results. You're just not going to get it. You can modify your machine and you can get those results that you're after, but out of the box, it's just not going to happen. So do your thing. You know, if you want to buy one, jump into the market, invest that money. But when you decide that you were looking for something a little bit different or a little bit bigger or better, shop around for a name brand one, something German based, and get away from your eBay models. I'm not against the users on eBay by any means, but there's just so many variables of what you're actually getting. Q-switch, ruckus, is it neither, is it MOPA? You know, watch my rant video if you haven't seen it. We discuss these, not really in detail, but we discuss it a little bit more than what I am right now. So I just don't like to point people in the wrong direction, have people feel like they're actually going to be able to duplicate results. That's just not going to happen. So I do not want to disappoint you, or, you know, encourage you into making a purchase when you're buying the wrong tool for the wrong job. So also, you'll hear me say in the other part of the video that I have a new lens coming. However, it has not arrived yet. So in this video, we will not be doing any laser work with the new high-dollar lens. We will be using it for the other part of the second half of this video. That will show the rest of the work done on it.
and we may or may not talk about the lens. We'll see. But I will be doing it for the remainder of the laser portion of this project. So I'm going to let this guy run for a little bit, and then I'm going to bring you back when we start punching holes.
Hey everyone, this is the recap of our first half. I know it's getting kind of long, these videos. I apologize. There's just so much content to get through. In the first part of this video, you'll hear me say that we're going to be doing all the laser stuff together. But at the end of the day, I wanted to put it into 2 videos, and the only way to do that is to just jam it in there. So, I gave you guys a little bit of laser stuff. This pattern is off the 19 Extreme. If you haven't seen it, you're definitely missing out, and we haven't finished it yet. So there's a lot more to come. But this is a much larger design than on the 19 Extreme. It's smaller on the 19 because of the way the taper is. But this just came out super, super nice. Look how much barrel we get to see here. So we still got this rigidity here because of the distance we kept from here and here, but we get to see so much beautiful barrel. Now this is a 19 barrel, so what you're gonna find is that it's a double port on the front. So it looks weird, which we did talk about. Honestly, I would maybe even buy a longer barrel and do the porting myself on one, because I'm kind of digging that single port on the front. So, or buy a 19 barrel and just cut it down and redo the end. But anyhow, it looks super nice. Look how much we get to see. Now a colored barrel, like a yellow barrel, would obviously you'd be able to see quite a bit more down inside of there, but it's pretty impressive the way it is now. Obviously we've got more to do here. We got all the laser stuff to do in the second half. But guys, really what it comes down to, and this is the honest truth, is subscribing to a channel and liking videos lets the person know that they're doing good work. And it also just kind of drives them to continue doing that work. I've been doing Glock slide work, not just Glocks, but slide work in general, for a long time, for years, but I just really never got on YouTube. I didn't think there's any value in really putting the content out there. Now I'm seeing you guys are asking questions, I'm kind of getting feedback, I'm getting some new ideas, you're getting to see some ideas, so there's a lot of, back and forth across the table. It's not all one-sided, I'm not just showing you something, or I'm narrow-minded, and you guys are definitely open to and receptive to new stuff. So with that being said, subscribing to a channel really drives it home for somebody like me and some of the other smaller guys when we're just trying to get our channels started. It just really tells us that, one, there's people out there looking, and two, that there's people out there that support you even if they don't want to buy anything. So even if you don't feel like purchasing any services from me, hit the subscribe button. You get to see the new emails and get new emails and stuff when the videos come out. It gives you something to watch when you're on your lunch break or at home or at night, and you put your kids down. That's what I do. I put my kids down at like 9 o'clock and I just kind of, mess around on YouTube. But it's one of those things that really lets the channel person know, which is me, that you're into it. You know what I mean? You don't have to comment, which is cool when you do, even if you ask questions. You don't have to like, but that's cool as well. But subscribing really does get those numbers up there. It lets newer people know that, hey, this guy's doing a good job. Let's go ahead and subscribe to him because he already has a lot of people. So it's detrimental to the channel as far as the continued existence of it. If you want it to exist, that's what you need to do. So I'll do my part, which is I do slide work and laser work, and you do your part, which is subscribe. So go ahead and just lock that in. Hit that subscribe button now. Click that like button if you really like it, especially if you want to see the second half of this. So with that being said, I'm going to show you something that we're going to be working on. And I've always told you guys this. We've got big projects coming down the pipe. Now, you're not going to see anything super cool, or at least I don't think it's super cool yet, but it's going to be. So let's go ahead and bring this guy, ooh, I know what you're thinking, into the picture. 9, say hello to 50. That's what I'm talking about. So, 17 slide, 50 cal slide. Told you guys I was getting one. Went ahead and dropped the money, got it, 50 GI, and we have some huge plans for this guy. Yeah, this is going to be a very unique build. You are not going to want to miss this one. This is just one of those ones that, one, people don't have. They don't have a lot of these, and two, this is actually the original Gun Crafters Industries slide. There's a couple manufacturers out there that are making them that are like a stainless one that are not marked, but this is actually one of the original ones from back in, I don't know, 08, 07, 6, 5, somewhere back in the day. This is one of the original ones. So, and this one is brand new. So we are going to have a lot of fun with this build, and I'd like to include you in on that. So once again, check out that, check the little box. I think that's what I'm trying to say. If you know me, you know that I'm not going to redo a lot of things. I'm going to just tell you how it is. So check that box for the subscribe. Check the thing that says you like. Put a comment in there if you have an idea, something you'd like to see, because this is not written in stone yet or set in stone. So if you've got an idea of something you're looking for, you think that'd be really cool, now's the time to send it. And maybe I'll get that incorporated into this build. But as I always say to you guys, if you're not learning while you're doing it, then you're doing it wrong. And that goes, for everything you do. So I'm always learning, I'm always adjusting, I'm always working on speeds and feeds and depths and beam width size and all kinds of new techniques. I've got some new products that I've been testing that quite honestly, I hate, and I'm working with the vendors right now to try to correct that. So I've got a lot of things in the works that I'm going to be bringing to you guys. I am one of those channels that tries to educate you a little bit on a process, let you know a little bit how to do it. Obviously you can't do everything because you don't have the machinery to do it all, or maybe the background knowledge, but I do try to get you involved as much as I can. I try to answer his questions the best I can. My Facebook, my turnaround time, and for those that have contacted me is, unless you send me a message at night when I'm sleeping, it's usually a 1-minute return. So usually if you send me a message, I'm usually within a minute or two replying back to you, trying to get something back to you, so you know that, we're live. So anyhow, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking. Be awesome if you put a comment in there, that'd be cool too. But at the end of the day, we are going to see you guys on the next one, and we're going to get this thing finished up, show you that final product, and I think we're all going to be a little impressed from where we came from to where we're going to. Thank you.